Literally just heard a loud laughter. One of my fears is that what if it's a Wendigo? After a ritual.
Oh, fucking shit, what the hell is it?
Holy shit. It sounds like something big. From in front of me. Oh, I can't see shit. Oh, fuck. I literally just saw somebody walk through there to the right. Oh shit.
Investigator Franco entered the forest with a goal: to find the source of local legends and document the infamous pet cemetery. But from the moment he arrived, the atmosphere was wrong.
Just made it to the forest. I am deep in here and I just heard laughing to the forest.
The forest wasn't silent, it was responding. And the stories of witchcraft and ritual he'd heard about suddenly felt dangerously real.
This area is definitely known for a lot of witchcraft. I think there's a lot of tarantulas everywhere. So I am looking to see if I could find where the hell I'm hearing somebody talking at.
The first sign wasn't visual, it was a voice. Someone or something was in the forest with him, singing, yelling, and closing in. But every time he looked, there was nothing there.
It might be somebody trying to scare me to get me out of here. Thing is that with this forest, there could be homeless people. Literally just heard a loud laughing coming from the forest. It was like a ha 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 ha. Not a person. Sometimes they try to sound like people.
This was the first rule of the forest. It hides in plain sight.
I have a funny feeling he's trying to see if he could see me.
Alone and isolated, Franco relied on his gear, a survival radio for safety, and a spirit box app to try and communicate. The responses he got were cryptic warnings.
This is actually a radio communicator where in case I get into an emergency or into a problem where I get lost, I could contact the radio emergency channel. I could also know about the weather if I'm stranded out here for a little bit. There's also a light on here. It's kind of like a survival radio. Everyone should own a Bofang radio. It's not an advertisement, I'm just letting you guys know that this is a really good... An Ovilus thing on, so it's going to be throwing out words while I'm walking through here. But water does help.
And all the while, the sounds around him grew larger, closer, and more deliberate, no longer a voice, but something moving through the trees.
You've got to be careful.
It just said I have to be careful. Now's the time to talk to me.
Red hair.
Do you have red hair? That is. Like if something's digging or walking, it sounds like something walking through the forest. I don't know if what I was hearing was like an animal shuffling to the...
He finally found it, the cemetery. But any triumph was instantly erased by a chilling realization. He was being hunted.
This is the cemetery. I made it. What? You're telling me in the comments that this is there's like a pet cemetery here too. And I did some research and you're 100% right. There is a bit of a pet cemetery.
There's something back there watching. What was that? 100% there's something hiding behind a tree. There it is. There it is again, right there. It definitely sees me.
Something was watching from the darkness, using the fog as its cloak, moving just on the edge of his light. This was no longer an investigation. It was a confrontation.
What the fuck is that? I just saw a light.
Switching to thermal imaging to cut through the fog, he finally captured proof. A distinct heat signature, humanoid in shape, watching him from behind a tree.
To a color spectrum. I want to know if it's hot or cold. I want to see if I could pick anything up. There it is. There it is. Right there. It's definitely a worm signature. It's just staring at me. I don't know if some of you guys will say it would be paranormal. That, to me, I'm going to take that's a real person. Just for my safety. Oh, fuck. Scary movement in the woods. I'm going to get out of here.
With the line between man and phenomenon blurred, fear took over. The only option left was to run.
Alright.
He escaped the forest, but the questions remained. Was it a person, a hoax, or something that truly belongs to the legends of the Skinwalker Forest?
Franco TV, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm gonna make my way out of here and get back towards the car. I made it a bit further from the area where I saw somebody just walking by there. It freaked me out when I started hearing bushes and things cracking because there's somebody in the bushes there. I don't know if it's a homeless person or what.
The thermal evidence suggests a living presence, but the behavior, the sounds, the feeling of being toyed with points to something far more strange and unsettling. This terrifying investigation was brought to light by the channel Franco TV. For the explorer, the memory of that fog-shrouded night was so intense that without the thermal camera as proof, he might have doubted his own senses. Before we continue, I need a quick favor from you. Tap like, hit subscribe for more videos like this. And when you find the hidden word in this video, write it in the comments. Okay, back to the video. This video follows another solo adventurer whose simple goal of documenting a notorious English town turned into a fight for safety. His camera was rolling, not for a ghost, but for a different kind of monster, one that leaves tangible scars.
Hey! We'll start the day waking up and then, I suppose it gradually got a little bit worse from there really, but here's the video. See and finish our adventure at a little town in England called Jaywick, coined as one of the most deprived towns in the UK, and I thought as soon as I'm in the area, I just had to go and see it.
His instincts screamed that the recommended spot was a trap. He found another location, paying for a night's parking, hoping the fee would mean security. But the signs were already there, the desolation, the distant sounds of chaos, and the lone figure patrolling with a hood and a blaring speaker.
Look at the rubbish. Well, this is apparently where I'm supposed to be staying tonight, and I don't really feel safe staying here. No way. Should we just stay down here? Oh my god. Look at all that. We'll go and see what the restrictions are in this parking spot, but I feel a lot safer here than I would have done at St. Christopher's Way. That looked like a bit of a dodgy street, that. First off, let's go and check what the parking restrictions are, see if we can stay here overnight. Parking sign. Whenever you see someone walking down the road with a Halford special going past as well, playing music out of a portable speaker alone, that's a big red flag.
He tried to normalize the situation, cooking a meal, settling in, telling himself he was safe. He even moved to a final, more secluded spot, reasoning that total isolation was better than being near people. It was a fatal miscalculation. In the city, witnesses are a deterrent. In the wilderness, isolation makes you a target.
I've just got a feeling that I'm going to be attracting a lot more attention when there's lights on inside the van and you can hear me talking and the sound of stuff cooking in the back here, as opposed to when people are still mulling around. It just feels a little bit more safer now while other people are still walking about and doing their business. I don't think anyone's even going to notice what I'm doing in the back here, but when it gets dark and when night's upon us, I think I'm going to be sticking out a bit more like a sore thumb, so will do me. I'm alone, but I mean, there's no other houses around me, so it's not as if I'm alone in a housing estate. It is literally... Alrighty. Oh, nice and quiet here. Not even a sound of a distant car. Just how I like it. I don't think you can see much out there, but It's absolutely dead quiet. Hey! Right, whoever the that was has now gone. I'm gonna get out of here. Oh my god. Oh, fuck's sake.
The aftermath was a blur of fear and glass. Driving home through the cold night, the reality set in. This wasn't random. He was targeted. The van's isolation was the bait. The item they saw through the window was the trigger. It was a brutal lesson in vulnerability.
I didn't want to leave you guys on a cliffhanger before I ended that video. As you can see, I didn't film a huge amount towards the end. But what happened directly after the last clip? Well, to say I was scared, you-know-whatless, would be an understatement. I wasn't exactly concentrating on should I film this, should I film that, so there wasn't really a lot to film afterwards. I just, quite frankly, just wanted to go home. Picking anymore. I think it's places like that that would-be thieves would see a vehicle by itself and see it as a target. I personally think they saw the fridge covered up in the front. After trying the side door and seeing that they couldn't get in, obviously the curtains were closed, so they can't see inside, although I did see a couple of flashes of a bit of a torch. But they probably saw inside the front cab, saw the curtain covering this huge box. Anyway, I'm waffling again. I just wanted to give you a bit more of an outro as to what happened. Didn't want to leave it on a cliffhanger. For you guys thinking, oh, is he alright? What happened? By far, hands down, the worst camping experience I've had yet. But it's not going to deter me. It hasn't deterred me. Don't be put off camping. This is a very, very, very rare situation. Out of all the hundreds of camps that I've done, something like that has never happened to me. I've had knocks, I've had people outside and, whatnot, but I've never had that, and I hope to God it never happens again.
He escaped physically unharmed, but the psychological mark remains. A reminder that the most terrifying encounters aren't always supernatural. Sometimes they are devastatingly human, turning a sanctuary into a crime scene and a passion for adventure into a lesson in survival. This harrowing experience was documented by the channel Brendan Explores. Feel free to check him out.
Now then, we're out again in a large, localish woodland. It's a right shithole. Right, I'm going to get cleaned up a bit and get set up. There used to be a tree over here, and
The adventure began with a sense of peace, as he arrived at a familiar local woodland for a solo wild camp.
a bit of a semi-permanent camp. Let's get to camp, shall we? Let's stop.
The evening was calm and the plan was simple. Set up camp, cook some meat, and enjoy a quiet night by the fire. He had camped here before and was comfortable with his surroundings, so he had no reason to believe this night would be any different.
Until I've got the inner inside, but then the rain came when I were halfway. Let's have a beer, shall we? Got these off next door neighbour. Don't normally drink, but...
As the darkness settled in, the sense of isolation grew. The fire crackled, but the woods were unnaturally quiet. The only thing out of place was a strange noise, a sound that he couldn't quite identify. It sounded like an animal, but one he didn't recognize. He tried to rationalize it, but an undeniable feeling of being watched began to settle in.
Maybe it's the universe telling me that I shouldn't be camping today, for some reason.
The sounds became more frequent and closer. A deep growl, a rustle in the bushes, the sound of something large moving through the undergrowth. He tries to call out but gets no response.
Pretty spicy.
The the feeling of being watched intensifies. He begins to feel like he's not alone in the woods, and whatever is out there is getting closer.
What the fuck?
The worst is yet to come. Waking up suddenly in the middle of the night, at 2 a.m., he hears it. Footsteps. They were so loud they literally woke him up. He calls out, "Hello," but gets no response. The footsteps circle his tent, and he can feel his fear turning into panic. He knows he can't stay here.
Holy fuck. I'm gonna get out and check everything. There doesn't seem to be.
Shaking with fear, he makes a difficult choice: to pack up and escape. He forgets he's even recording as he frantically packs his valuables, abandoning his gear to get out of the forest as fast as he can. He later retrieves his gear in the morning, but the chilling memory of that night remains. He still doesn't know what it was that stalked him in the dark. This terrifying night was documented by the channel Grizzly's Camp. For the camper, the memory of those hours was so unnerving that without his loyal dog as a witness, he might have convinced himself it was all in his head. Before we continue, I need a quick favor from you. Tap like, subscribe for more videos like this, and when you find the hidden word, write it in the comments. Okay, back to the video.